Hey gang, Luke here with Truck Zone Racing. Just wanted to give a quick little review of the U-Haul toy hauler. Um, I had to rent this weekend as I didn't have a trailer handy. I figured I'd give this a try instead of the original U-Haul car hauler. A couple quick pros and cons. The deck height is pretty tall. It goes up to, I don't know, I didn't bring a tape measure, but it's about where my knee is. And the Miata is pretty low. Fortunately, it does have ramps built in that are pretty sufficient. I still put my race ramps at the end of it and had to jack up the front of the trailer a bit to get the car on. So you do have to drive the car on unless you have a hitch-mounted winch. But otherwise, yeah, pretty good, well built. No electric brakes. It has surge brakes, so if you start getting up in speed, you probably get a little bit of sway. One quick con: these safety chains are supposed to go up under the front cross member, but they're not long enough for the Miata. You're supposed to, in most cars, you're supposed to bump the wheel up to the wheel stops here, tie down from there. However, they do have this load line here. It says pull the vehicle forward until the rear wheel is centered on the dash, or they hit that bump stop. Mine are not quite centered. Reason being, they also have a 60-40 load line here. So place 60% of the cargo in the front and 40 in the rear. The Miatas are 50-50 balanced, so I figured putting that line on the smack dab in the center of the door is sufficient. It's also where I load my trailer, is having the center of the door kind of level with the middle of the axles there. So, overall, pretty good. I did like having a deck to sit on. I threw my canopy up over it like I normally do on my trailer, and just had a nice place to relax. But aside from that, another big con, like I said, surge brakes, so gotta watch your speed. My truck tailgate does not clear this big honking thing for the surge brakes, so unfortunately I can't have my tailgate down while I have the trailer hooked up, so I had to unhook it. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed our quick little review. Sorry it's a little windy. If you have any questions, please let me know. But yeah, U-Haul toy hauler. I think I paid $89 a day for 2 days. Well worth it. I also got the safe tow from U-Haul just because I didn't want to be responsible for damaging it. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time. So I decided to do a second cut of the U-Haul toy hauler review. I am back home. As you can tell, the Miata is not on there. A couple more things I just want to point out. These hurt. They are not soft, and you will hit your knee on them pulling those out. Number two, on the Miata, the frame rails will scrape on these exposed D-rings because they're just that much taller off the deck. Didn't scrape too bad. Not too worried about it. You can tell there's a little bit of mud on there. But there is that. Now, one thing I did want to do is measure the height of the deck for you. So I thought it was about 3 feet. As you can tell, it's actually about 2 feet. So I'm not sure what U-Haul says it is. I measured it about 2 feet. The coupler is 18 inches off the floor, so just keep that in mind as you are attaching it to anything. It is a 2-inch ball like everything U-Haul, but 18 inches on the coupler height. My F-150, I have a 2-inch drop, brings it to about 19. That accounts for some squat, and it was actually nice and leveled. The one thing I don't like about the car haulers is that it does load up a lot of weight on the tongue because you have the car way up there. The Miata, you're able to level it out quite a bit more. Like I said, the rear tires on the Miata were sitting about where the mark is on here. and I had the center of the door right about the load line that they like to load you at, which is where I loaded my 18-foot trailer at anyway. So deck length, I've been told, is 16 feet. We can measure that for you real quick. If I can get this to stick. So right at about 16 feet. So nice option. Like I said, Miata fits fine. The ramps are 8-foot ramps. I still needed race ramps to get the Miata up, and I had to jack the front of the trailer up. But overall, would recommend. Like I said, I think they're 89 bucks a day. So I rented it for 2 days. I had to leave early on Sunday, but that's all right. So yeah, like I said, any questions, please let me know. Hopefully you can find these. They're pretty rare. As far as I know right now, U-Haul's only getting one per store. So anyway, that's all for now, and take care. Thanks.